10 Trailblazing Black LGBTQ+ Actors Breaking Barriers in Hollywood. Wait until you see number 3. This actor's coming out story literally changed Hollywood forever. From Emmy winners to cultural icons, these incredible performers have not only delivered unforgettable performances but have also courageously lived their truth in an industry that hasn't always been welcoming. Before we dive in, hit that like button, share this with someone who needs inspiration, and drop a comment telling us which actors' work you love most. Trust me, you'll want to stick around until number 1. Their story will absolutely blow your mind. Let's count down from 10 to 1. 10. Wilson Cruz. Starting our list strong, Wilson Cruz has been a beacon of visibility since the 1990s. You might recognize him from Star Trek, Discovery, or remember his groundbreaking role as Ricky Vasquez on My So-Called Life, one of the first openly gay teenage characters on mainstream television. Cruz came out publicly in the early 90s when doing so could absolutely tank your career. Instead of hiding, he chose authenticity, and that decision paved the way for countless others. His advocacy work extends far beyond the screen. He's a passionate spokesperson for LGBTQ+ youth, working extensively with organizations like GLAAD and the Trevor Project. What makes Cruz's journey particularly inspiring is his unwavering commitment to representation. He's consistently used his platform to amplify marginalized voices, proving that visibility isn't just about being seen, it's about making sure others can see themselves reflected in media. His role in Star Trek, Discovery as Dr. Hugh Culber, part of the franchise's first gay couple, brought LGBTQ+ representation to one of pop culture's most iconic universes. 9. Lena Waithe. Master of None, Emmy winner Lena Waithe has revolutionized storytelling both in front of and behind the camera. When she became the first black woman to win an Emmy for Outstanding Writing for a Comedy Series in 2017, she didn't just accept the award, she made a declaration: "The things that make us different, those are our superpowers." Waithe came out publicly during her acceptance speech, thanking her partner and sending a powerful message to LGBTQ+ youth everywhere. But her impact goes far beyond that moment. As a creator, writer, and producer, she's crafted narratives that center Black and LGBTQ+ experiences, from the Chi to 20s to the deeply personal Queen and Slim. Her production company, Hillman Grad Productions, is named after the fictional HBCU from a different world, reflecting her commitment to authentic Black storytelling. Waithe understands that representation matters not just in who's on screen, but who's controlling the narrative behind the scenes. She's created opportunities for other marginalized creators and consistently pushes for stories that reflect the full spectrum of Black experiences. What's remarkable about Waithe is how she's dismantled barriers while remaining unapologetically herself, from her signature suits on red carpets to her refusal to conform to Hollywood's narrow definitions of femininity. 8. Colman Domingo. If you've been sleeping on Colman Domingo's brilliance, wake up. This powerhouse performer has been steadily building one of the most impressive careers in Hollywood. From his unforgettable turn in Euphoria as Ollie, Rue's sponsor, to his commanding presence in The Color Purple and Rustin, Domingo brings depth and humanity to every role. Domingo has been open about his sexuality and his marriage to his husband, Raul Domingo. What's beautiful about his approach is how naturally he integrates his identity into his public life without making it his entire narrative. He's a masterclass in how artists can be openly LGBTQ+ while letting their work speak volumes. His portrayal of civil rights leader Bayard Rustin in the Netflix biopic was particularly significant. Rustin was an openly gay man whose contributions to the civil rights movement were often overlooked because of his sexuality. Domingo brought this overlooked hero to life with nuance and power, earning critical acclaim and award nominations. Beyond acting, Domingo is a passionate advocate for the arts and education. He frequently speaks about the importance of representation and how seeing yourself reflected in media can literally change lives. His journey from theater to becoming one of Hollywood's most sought-after actors proves that authenticity and talent will always shine through. 7. Wanda Sykes. Comedy legend Wanda Sykes has been making audiences laugh for decades, but it's her courage and authenticity that make her truly legendary. Sykes came out publicly in 2008 at a rally protesting California's Proposition 8, transforming from a beloved comedian into a vocal LGBTQ+ rights activist overnight. What many people don't know is that Sykes had been out in her personal life for years before going public. She made the decision to be open about her sexuality and her marriage to her wife, Alex Niedbalski, because she felt compelled to stand up for equality during a critical political moment. Her comedy has always been sharp and observational, but after coming out, she began incorporating her experiences as a black lesbian into her stand-up, breaking ground in a comedy world that wasn't always welcoming to LGBTQ+ performers. Specials like I'm a Be Me and Not Normal showcase her brilliant ability to tackle serious issues, from racism to homophobia, with humor that makes you think while you laugh. Sykes has also been a strong advocate for intersectionality, consistently highlighting how her identities as a black woman, a lesbian, and a mother intersect and inform her perspective. She's proven that you don't have to choose between different parts of your identity, you can embrace them all and be even more powerful for it. 6. Billy Porter. Now we're getting into the heavy hitters. Billy Porter didn't just break into Hollywood, he kicked down the door wearing a tuxedo gown and made history. His Emmy-winning performance as Pray Tell in Pose was transformative, bringing the beauty, pain, and resilience of the ballroom community to mainstream audiences. Porter has been open about his sexuality throughout his career, though he revealed in 2021 that he had been living with HIV for 14 years, having kept it private out of fear it would destroy his career. His decision to share his status was an act of radical courage that helped destigmatize HIV and showed the world that you can be thriving, successful, and HIV positive. But Porter's impact extends far beyond pose. His red carpet fashion has consistently challenged gender norms and expectations, from that iconic tuxedo gown at the 2019 Oscars to his golden wings at the Met Gala. Every appearance is a statement that black queer excellence belongs everywhere, especially in spaces that have historically excluded it. His Tony Award-winning performance in Kinky Boots and his directorial debut with Anything's Possible demonstrate his multifaceted talent. Porter is living proof that when you fully embrace who you are, you become unstoppable. He's not just an actor, he's a cultural force reshaping what's possible for LGBTQ+ performers, particularly those at the intersection of blackness and queerness. 5. Lee Daniels. Get ready because Lee Daniels is a phenomenon. As a director, producer, and writer, Daniels has created some of the most impactful and provocative content in modern entertainment. From Precious to The Butler to creating the cultural juggernaut Empire, his work has consistently pushed boundaries and sparked conversations. Daniels has been openly gay throughout his career in Hollywood, navigating an industry that has often been hostile to LGBTQ+ creators, particularly black ones. He's spoken candidly about the challenges of being a black gay man in entertainment, including facing discrimination and having to work twice as hard to prove himself. What makes Daniels extraordinary is his commitment to telling complex, authentic stories about black life. Empire brought LGBTQ+ black characters into millions of living rooms every week, normalizing what had rarely been seen on mainstream television. His character Jamal Lyon, played brilliantly by Jussie Smollett, was a groundbreaking portrayal of a gay black man in the music industry. Daniels' films often explore themes of sexuality, identity, and resilience within the black community. He doesn't shy away from difficult subjects or complicated characters. His work in Precious earned him Oscar nominations for Best Director and Best Picture, making him one of the few black directors to achieve that recognition. Beyond his creative work, Daniels has been a mentor to countless young filmmakers and actors, creating opportunities and opening doors that were once firmly closed. He's proof that you can be unapologetically yourself and still reach the highest levels of success. 4. Don Lemon. Wait, you might be thinking, a journalist on this list? Absolutely. Don Lemon's impact on visibility and representation extends far beyond entertainment. As one of the most prominent openly gay black men on television, Lemon has used his platform at CNN to address issues affecting LGBTQ+ communities, particularly the intersection of race and sexuality. Lemon came out publicly in his 2011 memoir Transparent, a decision that was both personally liberating and professionally risky. At the time, there were very few openly gay anchors on major news networks, and even fewer who were black. His visibility has been tremendously important for young black LGBTQ+ people who rarely saw themselves reflected in positions of authority and respectability. What's particularly significant about Lemon is how he's navigated being openly gay in spaces, like cable news, that haven't always been welcoming. He's covered major LGBTQ+ stories, from marriage equality to anti-trans legislation, bringing personal perspective to national conversations. His engagement and subsequent marriage to real estate agent Tim Malone has also been important for visibility, showing black same-sex couples in loving, committed relationships. In a media landscape that has historically portrayed black men in limited ways, Lemon's presence challenges stereotypes and expands possibilities. While his career has had its controversies, there's no denying the significance of his visibility and the doors he's helped open for other LGBTQ+ journalists of color. 3. RuPaul Charles. This is the moment we've been building to. RuPaul isn't just an actor, he's a cultural institution, a revolutionary, and quite possibly the most famous drag queen in the world. RuPaul's Drag Race has become a global phenomenon, introducing drag culture and LGBTQ+ artistry to mainstream audiences in ways that were previously unimaginable. But RuPaul's impact started long before Drag Race. In the 1990s, he became one of the first drag queens to achieve mainstream success with hits like Supermodel, You Better Work, and appearances in major films. At a time when drag was underground and often stigmatized, RuPaul brought it to MTV and the Billboard charts. What makes RuPaul's contribution so significant is how he's created a platform for LGBTQ+ artists to thrive. Drag Race has launched countless careers and created a space where queer artistry is celebrated, not marginalized. The show has won numerous Emmys and has become a global franchise, spreading messages of self-love, authenticity, and acceptance to millions. RuPaul has been open about his sexuality throughout his career and married his partner, Georges Labar, in 2017 after 23 years together. His famous mantras, "If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else?" and "We're all born naked and the rest is drag," have become cultural touchstones that transcend the show. His impact on visibility cannot be overstated. He's shown generations of LGBTQ+ people, particularly black queer folks, that there's power in being exactly who you are, that your difference is your strength, and that you can build an empire by staying true to yourself. 2. Lil Nas X. From Old Town Road to becoming one of the most influential LGBTQ+ voices in music and culture, Lil Nas X has redefined what's possible for openly gay black men in hip-hop and entertainment. His coming out during Pride Month 2019, at the height of Old Town Road's historic run, was a watershed moment. What makes Lil Nas X's presence so important is how he's completely rejected respectability politics. He hasn't made himself palatable or toned down his queerness to be accepted. From the Montero, Call Me By Your Name music video to his boundary-pushing performances, he's unapologetically centered his sexuality in his art. His impact goes beyond music. Lil Nas X has become a voice for young LGBTQ+ people, particularly those in communities where being gay isn't always accepted. He's spoken openly about his struggles with coming out, his relationship with faith, and dealing with homophobia, even from within the black community. His social media presence is masterful. He uses humor and wit to disarm critics while educating his massive following about LGBTQ+ issues. When faced with backlash, he doesn't back down, he leans in, turning controversy into conversation and using his platform to advocate for queer rights. In hip-hop, a genre that has historically been hostile to LGBTQ+ artists, Lil Nas X is changing the narrative. He's proving that you can be gay, black, successful in hip-hop, and completely yourself. For young black queer kids, seeing someone like Lil Nas X dominate the charts while being openly gay is revolutionary. 1. Janet Mock. And here we are at number 1. Janet Mock is a writer, director, producer, an advocate whose impact on Hollywood and LGBTQ+ visibility is absolutely transformative. As a black trans woman, Mach has broken barriers that many thought were unbreakable, becoming one of the most powerful voices in entertainment. Mach made history as the first trans woman of color to write and direct a television episode, Pose, and later signed a groundbreaking multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix, making her one of the highest-paid LGBTQ+ content creators in history. But her significance goes far beyond these impressive achievements. Her memoirs, Redefining Realness and Surpassing Certainty, provided intimate looks at her life as a trans woman, offering visibility and representation that was desperately needed. She's been open about her transition, her experiences with sex work, and navigating life as a black trans woman in America, topics that are often considered taboo but need to be discussed. As a director and producer on Pose, Mach helped create the most significant trans representation on television, with the largest cast of trans actors in TV history. The show centered trans women of color in narratives that were about more than just their transness. They were fully realized characters with dreams, loves, struggles, and triumphs. Mach's advocacy work has consistently focused on the most marginalized within the LGBTQ+ community, particularly black trans women who face disproportionate violence and discrimination. She's used her platform to highlight these issues and push for systemic change. What makes Mach's journey to the top of this list is how she's not just opened doors for herself, she's systematically dismantled barriers for everyone coming behind her. She's created opportunities, amplified voices, and proven that trans people, particularly trans women of color, deserve to tell their own stories and occupy positions of power in Hollywood. Her impact is multi-generational. Young trans people, particularly those of color, can look at Janet Mock and see possibility. They can see that someone who looks like them, who shares their experiences, can reach the highest levels of success in entertainment. That representation is literally life-saving. The power of visibility from Wilson Cruz to Janet Mock, these 10 individuals have done more than entertain us, they've changed the landscape of what's possible. Each person on this list has taken risks, faced discrimination, and pushed forward anyway, creating space not just for themselves but for everyone coming behind them. Their visibility matters because representation saves lives. When young black LGBTQ+ people see themselves reflected in media, when they see successful, thriving people who share their identities, it tells them that their lives have value and possibility. These actors, creators, and artists have given that gift to countless people. So, which of these trailblazers inspired you most? Drop a comment below and let us know. Don't forget to like this video and share it with someone who needs to see these incredible stories. And make sure you're subscribed because we're bringing you more content celebrating excellence and breaking down barriers. The journey toward full equality and acceptance is ongoing, but these 10 individuals prove that progress is possible, that authenticity is powerful, and that being exactly who you are can change the world. Thanks for watching, and remember, your difference is your superpower. See you in the next one.